The 3 Best Gifts You Can Give Yourself, episode number 56. Hi, I'm Clarenda, and you are listening to the Feel Light, Mind, and Body podcast, created for women like you. Women who are experiencing success in so many areas of life, but are struggling with weight loss, stress eating, and decreased energy. Losing weight can feel hard, heavy, and restrictive. That's why every week I will be offering you a different perspective, tips, encouragement, and a unique approach so that you can feel lighter in your mind and body rather than feeling deprived, frustrated, or discouraged. What if you could feel free, yet in control around food for the rest of your life? What if you could enjoy your experience of losing weight and getting healthier? You absolutely can. You're in the right place. Take this time for yourself and let's dive in. It's an amazing time of the year. Not only are we wrapping up another year around the sun, but we're in the energy of giving to others and having compassion for humankind. That's a beautiful thing. Let's do that well and from generous and loving hearts. I don't doubt for a moment that you will. As your life coach, my gift to you is a gentle reminder to prioritize yourself and keep your cup full. When you give from abundance, both you and the receiver feel the impact. You can check out podcast number 25, How to Change People-Pleasing to a Win-Win Strategy, for tips to keep your cup full while still giving to others. There are many gifts you can give yourself that smell good, feel good, look good, and add some pleasure to your life. These gifts vary on our taste, space, and desires. Today, I'm focusing on 3 gifts that can truly transform your life. We all know what TLC means, so now let's introduce CLC: compassion, life coaching, and connection. Firstly, compassion. Compassion for others and also compassion for yourself. Even though grace is often intertwined with compassion as another important virtue, we won't go into that distinction today. So what comes to mind when you think about compassion? Empathy, kindness, concern, and helping out are common associations. Compassion isn't just a feeling, but it usually leads to action. Bring to mind when you last felt compassion. Did it lead to an action? For me, the one that comes to mind is a local family who lost their son in a car accident, and then the next week, their home was destroyed in a fire. I didn't know them personally, but my heart felt the pain of not only losing their son, but also their home and 3 cats. A month before Christmas, in the acute grief phase, it just gripped my heart. I immediately took action by sharing the post and then delivering Christmas bulbs and lights for a tree, along with household items, a gift card, and monetary donations. You've probably been moved by compassion for another situation. It feels more compelling when it's a tragedy. However, a gift you can give yourself is also to have compassion for those close to you to strengthen your relationships. Whatever that looks like for you, notice if you're doing the same for yourself. I know personally that's a practice I have to be intentional about. We're too often our biggest critics, and that mean girl voice is missing compassion. So if you gave yourself the gift of compassion, what would that look and feel like? Don't confuse that with always letting yourself off of the hook in an enabling way that doesn't add value and health for your future self. An occasional hall pass? Yes, absolutely. Just settling in a disempowered way? No. Compassion is the attitude that can fuel you in continuing to reach your goals and live your life in an empowering and kind way. It will have more lasting results and help you feel valued and cared for, even as you navigate the needed changes to process or improve your situation. The compassion you give readily to others, decide to give it to yourself from this moment onward. The next best gift you can give yourself is life coaching. If you're new to me, you might be thinking, what the heck is life coaching and how can it help me? This morning, I read a post that a fellow life coach was tagged in that I resonated with. I had to comment and say, I'm thinking you either read the book or watched the Netflix series called All the Light We Cannot See. And a side note, if you haven't watched this, it's a must watch. I also bought the book to read next month. I'll share the thoughts this post evoked about how life coaching makes a difference. There's so much light we cannot see on our own. It's the most important light. A life coach intentionally looks for that light and reflects it to you so you can see and experience it now rather than in hindsight. You don't have to miss out on creating the healthy life that you desire. When you can see the light reflected back to you, it instills hope, faith, and belief in what is bigger than what you've been experiencing. You don't have to give up on your goals because of what you believe that is holding you back from feeling lighter in your mind and body. A life coach helps you see the limiting beliefs that aren't serving you in the long run. What if you weren't subconsciously waiting for a wake-up call in order to change? What if the other shoe didn't have to drop before making that change? Maybe you grew up being influenced by something or someone that left you thinking that any form of self-help, self-development, or counseling meant that you were weak or broken. Maybe up to this point, you dismissed it and thought it was for someone else, that it felt too out there, or you were worried that someone might think there's something wrong with you to need a life coach. I'm curious to hear from you if up to this point you've had a negative, neutral, or positive connotation about life coaching. Coaches for sports are what we've been exposed to most in our formative years. Life and business coaches started out to only be for the high executives, but now, as life's complexities and schedules have increased, so have the obstacles and stressors. A life coach saves you time, energy, money, and more in the short and long run. Two minds working on your goals and capabilities will not only feel better, but you'll have achievable strategies tailored to your life as every obstacle comes up. You don't have to waste time spinning your wheels or going into a spiral. Let's look at an example of how a life coach significantly impacts your long-term success in, say, weight loss, although we could have chosen relationships, careers, or other areas. If you're given a meal plan and told to follow a certain number of points, calories, containers, or whatever, that seems easy enough, right? And in that new year, new start energy, you probably will feel motivated and be able to follow it and see some results. Typical diet programs are body and action focused. There are many solid, safe plans out there. I'm not here to knock any companies. However, the nurse, personal trainer, and certified weight coach parts of me won't support fad diets or extremes that create a rebound effect or impact your organs and future health. You deserve to have healthy skin, hair, nails, joints, organs, all of it. The number on the scale is not the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is being healthier, full of vitality, and feeling light in your mind and body in a way that's sustainable for life. Having a life coach helps you see the light you may not see on your own during the journey. I know I help my clients see what they're doing right and point out the changes they've made already from one week to the next. If they're choosing to weigh themselves, they don't have to feel shame and dread showing up for our session. They aren't going to be asked, "What did you do wrong?" Yes, we'll review their week together to learn and tweak, but more importantly, I help them discover their underlying self-limiting beliefs and create their new, healthier identity so the mind doesn't have to take them back to self-sabotaging to stay in alignment with their old self-identity. Without doing the inner work, our default way of thinking and acting will override the goals we want to achieve eventually. It's just what our brains were designed to do for efficiency. When I was debating on whether or not I would continue to have a weekly life coaching session for myself, I thought, well, I know all the information, so I should be able to do this on my own. However, when it comes to ourselves, we have blind spots. There's all the light we cannot see. We keep thinking the same thoughts we've been thinking over and over as they're so readily available to us. It comes naturally. Those repetitive thoughts are what are creating our current results. So if I want something different, I need to think, feel, and do something different. Once I realized that, I no longer resisted or allowed that objection to rule. I think of life coaching as a self-care gift, as well as a practical gift of expediting my progress and then helping me maintain my achievement until it's integrated into my new self-identity. My mind feels like it's had a massage at the end of the coaching session, as I've got the kinked, knotted thoughts out and had a reset in my thinking. My belief muscle gets a shot of determination and commitment, and I can hit the road running at a sustainable pace. I don't use a coach for everything, but if I have followed the person and feel a connection or trust, then I will invest if the goal is important to me and if I want to get there faster and easier. An example is in the spring of 2020, I invested in a coach who specializes in developing online courses. When I decide to do something, I want to know I'm doing it right. I never did get coached one-on-one by her, but I learned all that I needed to know from her course and by watching her help other students. Often, I couldn't even get on the session live because of the time zone difference, but I would watch the replays. I would then post a question in the group if I was confused about something or stuck, and would get my answer within a day, rather than spending countless days spinning or searching a bunch of free information that was either outdated or it so varied from the video I had watched before, leaving me more confused and overwhelmed. Been there, done that, and now it's no thank you. Life is too short to waste time spinning my wheels. That's my encouragement to you as one of the 3 best gifts you can give to yourself. The last one we'll talk about today is giving yourself the gift of connection. Who or what do you feel connected to right now? For some, their spouse, partner, child, or other family member may come to mind first. For others, it may be God. For others, a special friend. And for some, it might even be their career or hobby. Some of these connections evolve more organically. However, if we want those connections to go beyond comfy to deep, extraordinary connections, it takes some intentional and strategic thinking, feeling, and acting to activate and maintain that feeling of intimate connection. It means being honest and, yes, vulnerable when you feel safe to do so. When you feel connected, you like to spend time in their presence. You enjoy learning more about what makes them tick, and you want to support them. You won't feel connected if you tune out, ignore, or resist being present with them. If you keep the exchange superficial, that's what your connection will feel like. While that is true for our connection with others, it's also true for our connection with ourselves. So I encourage you to connect daily with someone you love and to also create space to connect with yourself and the source that is higher and greater than our minds can even fathom. I believe this gift of connection is so important that I added it to a new tool that we created for a client and then also shared it with the private Feel Light group for a 30-day challenge we're excited to do for December. This tool is realistic for the season and individualized personal goals. If we don't feel connected to someone at some point every day, which includes ourselves, we'll be more apt to reach for something external to try to get that feeling. Food, drinks, and more can give us that temporary feeling of connection, but usually it doesn't help us stay connected to what we truly desire. Things like good health, energy, vitality, and feelings of confidence and ease. And if you're tired of quick fixes, rapid weight loss, and more backfiring for your long-term goals, I invite you to take advantage of the free 20-minute online consult. I'll add the link to my booking calendar to this episode's description. We can explore together what the best fit for you will be in moving forward. I'm here to help you decide and get peace of mind from knowing you have a plan in place for kicking off a month from now. Whether you decide for us to work together or you choose another option that you trust and like, I'm happy to help you get off the fence, as it feels so much better once you've made a decision. Okay, so in summary, while there are many gifts you can give yourself, the 3 best gifts we explored today are compassion, life coaching, and connection. There's a benefit and cost to everything, so it's up to us to decide what is worth our investment. A powerful question that makes my decision easier is, what will be the returns on this investment? That's one of my deciding factors for sure. You can give that gift to yourself, or since this is a season of giving, you can also give it to someone else or ask for it from others instead of receiving more stuff you're left to sort through. I have personalized gift certificates available that can be applied to private coaching or the January 15th 3-month Feel Light Mind and Body program. Simply fire me a message or feel free to share my contact information with your loved one so they can reach out directly. If you're listening to this in December, do you have your Christmas tree up yet? I don't, but I'm hoping I can tell you next week that it's up and I'm enjoying it. I'm sticking with my tradition of decorating it when there's falling snow outside and with my favorite Christmas music on. So maybe I should take a peek at the forecast and then block time off on my calendar to make it happen. Have fun in your preparation, and I'll talk to you next week. Now, do yourself the biggest favor. From love, take at least one action step from what you learned today. Knowledge without application won't give you the results that you desire. Let me know on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever, what you are choosing to do and when. And yes, please leave a podcast review wherever you are listening to this. When people read your words and can see themselves in them, then you are contributing to women empowering other women. And that feels amazing. You just might change or save a life today.